So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another random video. I wasn't expecting to make this video at all. However, over this weekend I am basically running through all the problems and fixing them, hopefully, on my M140i. So I absolutely love this thing, honestly, I really do like it, but like every car, it has a few problems. Now, this isn't problems about like M140i's in general, it's about my car, like this one specifically. So in today's video, we're going to be running through a few problems and trying to fix them on my car. Now, these are problems that like 90% of these problems I've caused, but it's kind of a learning curve. And bear in mind, these are only small problems, but I thought I'd document it. Because at the end of the day, people want to see the whole journey from when I buy the car to pretty much when I sell it. So, you know, every car's gonna have problems, and it's real life, things are gonna go wrong, cars are gonna break, and I'm gonna mess up. So yeah, let me go over a few of the problems. So first of all, I had a blowout. Hence you can see here, there's a faint line all along this tyre, and that's because it was rolling on the tyre, luckily not on the wheel. But I had a blowout. Basically there was a nail that went in the tyre, and then it came out, and then obviously I lost all air, and an engine, a warning light came up on the car, and yeah, I had to come to a stop. I tried the foam method, like the foam method that comes within the car. You like sort of put it up to the valve and it sort of just fills it with foam. That didn't work at all. So I then tried the plug method and that worked absolutely fine. But now I've got a load of foam in my car and it is making the car shake so much. So that needs to be sorted. I've also got a leak in my boot, and I put this on the Facebook forums recently, and apparently it's quite a common problem on 1 Series. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at that a little bit later on in the video, but that's another problem. I'm yet to see if it's leaking in there, so we need to check that. Another problem is, well, yeah, that shouldn't do that, should it? So hopefully we're going to address that as well. All of those and a few others as well. So this could be an interesting video. Oh yeah, must also mention the OBD port that is getting fixed tomorrow. We're going to include that in the video. But yeah, cars, man. Now I must just mention, I've actually got a new camera, so let me know what the quality's like, and hopefully it's made a big difference. I've put quite a lot of money into this new sort of setup. I've got a new tripod, new camera, and soon I'm going to have a new microphone. I've also got new SD cards and stuff, so I'm really trying to invest in the channel. I've also bought new tools, like interior trim tools and stuff, and I'm about to buy a whole new toolkit to make my life a bit easier, and yeah, it should be good. And I'm trying to invest in the channel, especially come towards 50k, so yeah, really do appreciate the support. If you do go ahead and enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like rating, and also leave me a comment down below of what you enjoyed and what you didn't like. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. First of all, we're going to undo the doors, so then the actual door windows drop a bit. Just then, obviously, if the battery's disconnected and the windows are up, we're going to smash the doors, the windows as soon as you shut the door. So we'll quickly do that, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to disconnect the battery. There you go. That's all done. And then drop that down. We're going to put a cloth in here quickly as well, just in case one of us shuts the boot. And then obviously we can't open the boot. Or to be fair, we could probably just rest it down like that. And yeah, we'll leave that like that. So you might have seen in a previous video, I installed the M sort of car paddles. Now when I did that, and what I didn't show is me actually snapping a bolt. So yeah, I ended up buying a bolt on eBay, right? Spent £6 for one screw, and it wasn't even the right one, and I waited about a week for it. But anyway, my mate has actually kindly sort of made a screw up, and hopefully that will fit, because I couldn't seem to find the exact one, and the one I wanted actually came in. I had to buy it as like a pack for £20 or something. I wasn't going to do that, so he managed to source me a bolt, so hopefully that'll fit today. But yeah, I basically snapped a bolt that held the paddles, but luckily I managed to use another trim bolt to that was identical for the paddles. And then yeah, this trim here is what's sort of just, well, that side's all down and this side's loose. So first of all, we're going to put this bolt in there and get this done. Just a small little job, but yeah. And also another problem, see this airbag? Look, it's solid, it doesn't move. But this side, I don't know if you can hear that, but it moves. So this side is caught on something, so I need to sort that out as well. Now to pop the airbag, we need to put a flathead screwdriver in here. And the other day I was struggling to do it, and it was catching on some wires, which is kind of why I think the airbag is doing what it's doing. So I'll show you over the other side in a second, but basically I need to put this in here and pop it up. The other day I literally spent, I'm not even joking, probably 45 minutes trying to get this airbag off. In literally about a minute I managed to pop it off. Now obviously we've popped off the battery, so we can go ahead and pull out the airbag. There we go. Now one job is, as I said, we need to work out why it doesn't push in here. It must be caught on some wires or something, but yeah, I need to have a look at that, why that's actually doing that. The screws I actually snapped was the one that goes into the paddles there, And I basically use one of these up there, and there's also, well, there should be one in there as well, which you probably can't see. At the minute, there's both are missing because I obviously used one to see what the other one's doing. We need to replace the screw for this plastic piece and also this plastic piece. Once we've done that, we then can work out the airbag situation. If you come a bit closer here, this is the actual bolt, or the good bolt, and that's one of the ones that I snapped. This is the one I ordered off eBay, which is a bit too small. And my mate has kindly, we'll put this one down because it ain't going to fit. My mate has kindly made a couple versions. So he's got that one, because it's got a similar thread and a similar top, and also that one as well. And I'm thinking I'm going to use this one first. Because all it is, literally, if you look up here, it's just a bit of plastic. This bit, like here, it just clips in, and it's just to hold that in, basically. So, yeah, so it just clips in like that, and then you just got to screw it in. So, let's just see if this works. I feel like it will, but yeah, let's have a look. No, it's not the proper way of doing it, but a screw is a screw at the end of the day. It's literally just holds some trim in. Like, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that is pretty much flush, I think. I'd say that's flush. Cool, and now let's put the other one in, which is the proper one. If I get my Torx piece. So this one will just be the normal Torx piece. I don't actually know what size it is, but let's get that in. And yeah, that is as simple as that. It's just another little job I wanted to get done. And now let's see why. I'm gonna get my torch out because it's getting pretty dark, so I do apologise about that. But let's see why. So I'm just trying to look in here why the airbag isn't allowing to be pushed in on the left hand side. So give me a minute and I'm going to see what wires are in the way. I think it's that one there. I think it's that one that's there, potentially. Oh no, it could be that one maybe? But I think that's meant to go across there. Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a little play and see what it could be causing. So it looks like nothing's in the way, so let's just try it. Maybe it just went in funny last time, but... So let's put the airbag plug in. Right, that's in. Lined up. Let's just see. It doesn't go in. It's so weird. It just doesn't sit right. So let's pop this side out again and see why. Look, this should just. That seems better, doesn't it? As if by magic, it now makes the noise properly and it's sitting there properly.
So if you aren't aware already, my OBD port has a smashed up pin that's like really bent. I went to a garage to get it repaired. They couldn't do it. All they did was sort of unmangle it and straighten it out, but they wanted to repair it to do a proper job. So today we attempted to go back and get it repaired, but yeah, they couldn't fix it. So we got to go back again in like a week's time.
So yeah, things don't always go to plan, and now we've got to go ahead and buy a new jack because my jack has literally disappeared, and the one I was going to borrow is too high for my car because obviously we got the side skirts on there, and yeah, it was like up here, so it was pretty far off, and I don't think we've even got enough blocks to sort of raise it enough. So yeah, now I'm going to go in Halfords and buy a new one. So I've also just found this as well, so it's like a car floor mat, so I can work on my car and not wreck my knees. So let me just explain a little bit more about the issue of the OBD port. Inside of here, there's sort of like these, I'm guessing the way he described it were like sort of plastic clips, and when you push these in and out, it looks like they've sort of worn out too much, so now the wires won't sort of grab in here. It's hard to explain, but we need to get a new plastic piece here, and then he's going to rewire them all in. So yeah, it's going to be I reckon it's going to be a few weeks now, which is such a shame. Because now I can't even map the car. Everyone's going to be asking me, where is the mapping video? But I can't even map it anymore. So yeah, not too great. But anyway, I've got this video and I've also got another video to go out, which is sort of power mods and sort of reliability mods. So I'll do that first, and then we'll have to, people just have to wait for it to be mapped. So perfect, what I've done is I've essentially just put more screws in the side skirts, because when I fitted them, I kind of ran out of screws and we ran out of time. So now I put them in and literally they are solid. So yeah, a lot happier with that. So the next job is to try and diagnose the leak problem in my boot. So when I had the blowout, I went in my boot and tried to find my pump and also the locking wheel nut key. And then when I had a look in here, I realised that in there is a lot of water. Now, back before I sort of started to dry up, it was probably like there's about that much in the bottom. And I felt all the electrics, and the electrics are absolutely fine. There's not a single bit of water on them, so luckily I think it's come in and just gone straight to the bottom. I put it on a Facebook forum, and everyone has sort of said that there's a bung in there that you can pull out and let all the water drain out. So hopefully we'll be able to see that and do that today. I'm going to try and clear out that area, and we're going to dry it fully. See if there's any sort of physical sign of damage when we take the bumper off. And yeah, just try and see if we can see any problems. I think what we're going to go ahead and do is literally just take the rear bumper off, maybe take out the sort of the grill there, see if we can find some sort of cause and root cause of this problem. Now, another issue we're going to sort of try and solve at the end of this video is here. Look, I don't know if you could tell on camera, but this bolt that screws into here, when we last took the rear bumper off to do the diffuser and the exhaust tips, yeah, I actually snapped this bolt, so this has been loose. Now that, I think, is going to be the root cause of the problem, because that's letting water all up there, and like the leak is right there. So if the car is going forward and flicking up water, that's going to go straight up into that and into that. That's what I'm thinking. So hopefully we take the rear bumper off, dry it all out on that, and we'll put a new screw in there to fasten that straight back, and hopefully that should solve the problem. But yeah, let's get going and take this rear bumper off. Please do let me know down below in the comment section if you guys have heard this problem before, or if any of you have had this problem, but it seemed to be quite common when I looked at the forums. So just a minute ago I said that there was a snapped bolt in here. Now if you take a look at this, you'll see the original bolt, it's snapped in there. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Now, I think I've solved the problem. So the vent that the water gets in is literally right there. Like that's inside my boot right there, okay? And down here, right, is where this flap was literally open. It was literally like that, okay? I think I've solved the problem. So what's happening is, obviously rainy days and sort of when there's torrential rain and that, the wheel's spinning up the water. Obviously it's going up through there, it's going through the gap, that's where the hole was, and it's going straight up into that. So that is, I think, what's causing the problem. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take all of this off, take this whole bracket off, clean the seal around the outside, make sure there's no visual holes there, and then put it all back again, and then I'm going to put a couple new screws here to fasten that back there. And in terms of the other side, I've taken out this little tray, and in there is completely dry. So that side is absolutely fine, which makes me believe even more that it's just because we're missing a screw, because that side we're on and it's absolutely fine. And it's got the exact same sort of flap in there. And for everyone wondering, in each side, that black bit there is the bung to let the water out. So that's what we'll be doing over there in a minute. So this is the grill. And it looks a bit dirty around the outside, but I think, to be fair, it didn't leak around the outside. I think it's leaking through that because of, obviously, this being sort of open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the area anyway so it seals again. Dry inside there, I put it all back properly, and I'll just test it again, you know, in a week's time or something after some good rain. It turns out I'm not really going to be able to clear in here properly unless I take this sort of bracket out. So in order to do that, it looks like I need to get rid of that bolt through there and one up here. So I'm going to quickly just do that now and see if we can get more access. After a bit of hunting and that, and finding a load of screws and everything like that to undo, we finally got it all out. That, I think, is the Harman Kardon unit. Yes, it is. We had to get this foam out because, look, I don't know if you can see in there, look, that's wet. It's wet on the back as well. We've kind of already dried it up a bit, but yeah, it's still like wet, so that we're gonna leave that to dry a minute and dry all in here. There you go, you can see it's clearly wet in there. Look, I mean, look, get a better view. Yeah, you can see that's wet in there, so we're gonna dry all that out and put it all back in. Everything else is all absolutely bone dry, so we should be absolutely fine. But yeah, let's put it all back and seal it properly, and we should be okay. Cool. So we're all now dry in there. We've taken the bungs out, dried it all out. Everything is all nice and dry. So now we've got the fun of putting it all back in again. Cool, so the bumper is pretty much all on. I fastened it and sorted everything over out on this side, and now over here I haven't screwed it all up yet. We're going to drop the car down so we can loosen all these, then we'll jack it back up again, and I'll take the wheel off, and obviously we can screw up it all there and put the new screws in as well, which hopefully should solve the issue. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is raise my headlights. Now this has been sort of on my list for a long time, and it's been really annoying, especially since I had my springs put on the car. Apparently that lowers the sort of rear arms, which is where the sensors are. So today we're going to finally raise them a little bit higher. Now to do it, you want to go ahead and get a ratchet and also like an Allen key head on it as well. I don't actually know the proper size. This is the tool you're going to want to use. Then you want to go ahead and pop the bonnet. Inside this hole here is where the adjustment is. So if I go ahead and put this in here, look, right down to the bottom, you'll see that the light beam over there will lift. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but as I'm twisting it, it is lifting it. Now I'm not sure if everyone knows about that sort of location where the actual headlight is adjusted, just over there, the front of the bonnet. So hopefully that might be a good tip for you guys. So we just arrived down to PadsFab because Ben is going to go ahead and sort of troubleshoot and try to diagnose a sort of like a tinging noise in my exhaust. Every single time it makes like a bang, it kind of makes like a weird tinging noise. Now I think personally it's because my exhaust tips are loose, because, well, obviously when it bangs that's going to make them shake and sort of make it sort of a tinging noise. So he's had a look, and so far he can't see anything that's sort of out the ordinary. No metal is touching another part of metal. So what he's going to do is he's going to sort of tack weld the exhaust tips on just so they're fully on and not going to move anywhere, and then hopefully that should solve the issue. But yeah, I'll leave all links to PadsFab in the description down below. I've used him for my double res deletes twice now, and he's been really good. And also he's now got a new unit which is a lot bigger, and he's going to work on it, and it's going to be something pretty cool in the future. But what is pretty cool to see is like companies I've worked with like grow and see them come from sort of a smaller unit to something like big, where he's actually got like car storage here now and all sorts of stuff. So you know, he's also going to be looking into getting roll cages made here as well soon, because there's no really down here in Cornwall that do roll cages that's close here. So it'd be cool if Ben starts doing that as well. But yeah, I'll leave all links in the description down below. So what we've actually decided to do is, instead of just welding the tips where they are, is to actually cut off the locating pins and push them back a little bit, because they stick out a little bit too much and it kind of was on the verge of looking like a wheelbarrow. So yeah, we pushed them back, flushed the diffuser now, and we're going to weld them on. So hopefully the tinging noise should be stopped. Hopefully. So it's now a few days on. We've arrived at our local Nexon dealer. The car is in there, and Nexon are basically hooking us up with some 2 rear new tyres, because obviously I had the blowout. We've found a bit of a problem. Because I've ran on the tyre, and obviously it being flat, it's broken the tyre pressure monitoring sensor. So he's going to put like a blank one to stop for now, and then off camera I'm going to have to buy a new genuine sensor and put it in. So a bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. But that might explain why it's going why it's like shaking so much, because that's in it spinning. So ladies and gentlemen, it is now a few days on, and this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. I know it's been a long one, but I must also mention that I managed to get the new tyre pressure sensor. So if we open up the car and have a look, as you can see on the iDrive, they all show the pressures absolutely fine. I literally just bought a new sensor on eBay. I think it was for about 25 quid for like a brand new genuine one. So that was a pretty good deal, but yeah, it's now all fixed anyway, so that's pretty good. And I must also mention, a few people said when I get a new sensor it will need codes to the car. this wasn't true. Like, some people said you did and some people said you didn't, but I literally just got the tyre guys to take the tyre off, put it in the wheel, put the tyre back on, drove for about 10 minutes so it can sort of charge itself up, reset the tyre sort of system in there, and then yeah, just picked up and worked absolutely fine. Super happy about that. If you did go ahead and enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I should catch you guys very, very soon in another YouTube video. Take care.